Hello everyone, I'm the Sports Wiz 101, and today I'll be giving you my predictions for week 4 of the NFL season. So we'll be set to predict all of these games that take place in week number 4. We'll be looking to bounce back from last week, and I'll just be honest right now, the first 3 weeks of the season we have not done well with our predictions. At least not to the standard I put myself to. I mean, last week was another example of that as we went 7-9 with our picks. Overall, we're just above 500 at 24, 23, and then the tie. Well, we hope to get better this week as, here we go, set to start week 4 off. Again, we skipped the primetime games as usual. So we start with Chargers and Texans, which is a bit of an interesting matchup. I mean, this is a game that on paper, the Chargers should win. On paper, the Chargers are the better team than the Houston Texans. And I think most people know that by now. But you got a couple of things to think about. First of all, the Chargers were in a similar position to this later on in the season last year, going to Houston, a team that everyone thought they were better than, and then they still lost in Houston. Throw in the fact that the Chargers are now going through a ton of injuries. I mean, Justin Herbert, of course, has his rib issues. Keenan Allen has suffered his fair share of injuries so far. They lost some offensive linemen. And now just today, I just saw this before I started recording, Joey Bosa has been put on IR for the Chargers. Definitely not good. I still think they should win, but this one's going to be a closer game than the Chargers would really like. I think the Chargers still find the way to beat the Houston Texans in Houston. Next couple of games are huge games. First up in the AFC South, it's the Titans and the Colts. This is an interesting matchup. Both teams are probably still the two teams I would consider the favorites in the AFC South despite the hot start of the Jaguars. That being said, I'm going to take the running attack that I think will be more effective in this game. And I got a feeling that it's going to be the Colts. I've said before that I think the Titans offense and especially Derrick Henry are on a decline. And that's going to help the Colts to a win at home over the Titans. Bills and Ravens set to take place in Baltimore. I've actually got this as my upset of the week. Give me the Ravens over the Buffalo Bills. This is a Bills team that, like the Chargers, are facing a ton of injuries right now. After all, they still have Tre'Davious White, but Micah Hyde was recently put on IR. And they're facing a team quarterbacked by Lamar Jackson, who I have always thought is a great regular season quarterback, and he's proving that again this year with as hot stars he's gotten off to. I think Lamar will be able to cook the Bills' defense, and that will allow Baltimore to get the upset victory. Jets and Steelers in Pittsburgh. Here I like the Steelers. I especially like their offense a heck of a lot more than I like the Jets. I think the Steelers' defense will have a better game. Now, expecting to go against Zach Wilson for the Jets, I just think the Steelers all around are probably a better team than the Jets. Give me Pittsburgh. Broncos, Raiders, set to take place in Vegas. The Raiders, the only winning team. There's probably a better way for me to put that. They're the only 0-3 team in the league, the Vegas Raiders are. They're set to be at home against the Denver Broncos, who sure are 2-1, but I don't think anyone truly believes that they're one of the more dangerous teams in the conference, and yet I still like the Broncos to win this game. I think their defense is really what's going to have to win the game for them, and I think that the defense does win the game for the Broncos over the Vegas Raiders. Yeah, I like Denver there. Browns and Falcons set to take place in Atlanta. I think the Browns have shown just how talented they are, and I think that talent leads them to another win, this one on the road in Atlanta. Give me the Browns. Jaguars and Eagles. This is a game between two teams that I think a decent amount of people would say have gotten off to surprising starts. Jacksonville 2-1. They had the surprising blowout win over the Chargers. Then you have the Eagles, who are one of two undefeateds left in the NFL. Them and the Dolphins. We'll get to Miami later. And here I like Philadelphia to stay undefeated. I'm still not buying too much stock into the Jaguars. I think they'll come back down to earth soon, and this could be the week for that to happen. Give me Philadelphia. Patriots and Packers in Green Bay at Lambeau Field. Here, I like the Packers. I like them a lot. And I just think in this particular matchup, I just don't like New England's chances of winning at all, even if they had Mac Jones. And last I heard, that probably won't happen. And so I'm going to actually call this my lock of the week. Give me the Packers to beat Bill Belichick's Patriots. Belichick's going to come with some game plan to maybe give his team more of a chance, but I don't think they're going to have much of a chance against the Packers. We're going to skip Vikings Saints. For now, we'll lob it into the primetime game stack, which is 4 games this week now. Then we got the NFC games, Commanders and Cowboys. Both these teams missing a star, and I think we've seen over the past couple of weeks Dallas more capable of playing without their top quarterback, Dak Prescott, than the Commanders are when it comes to their best defensive player, Chase Young. Seahawks, Lions. I think the Lions win this game with a healthy amount of motivation from Dan Campbell. Give me the Lions over the Seahawks. Bears and Giants. I think the Giants have a bit of a bounce-back game against the lowly Bears offense. Give me the Giants. Cardinals and Panthers. This might be surprising who I pick here. It's the Panthers I'm going to take here. And it's mainly because I've kind of noticed a trend for what happens when Arizona plays Carolina as of late. Because it seems like Carolina has the Cardinals' number from what I've noticed. So yeah, I'm taking Carolina there. And then we move on to the primetime games. Looking at Thursday Night Football, Dolphins, Bengals, Miami is one of 2 undefeated teams left in the NFL. Of course, the Eagles being the other one. Miami, a bit of a surprising win last week where they were dominated just about everything other than the score. Miami was just dominated, but still somehow came away with the win. Here, I think their game against the Bengals, I think that might come down to who is able to win a lot of battles between the Dolphins secondary and the Bengals receivers. And call me crazy, but I think the Bengals are going to win most of those matchups and give the Dolphins their first loss of the season. Yeah, I'm taking the Bengals on Thursday Night Football. Looking elsewhere, my Kansas City Chiefs are currently scheduled to hit the road for a game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That game's supposed to be in Tampa on Sunday night, though depending on what Hurricane Ian does, That very well could be changed. The NFL announced earlier today, as I'm recording this, that if the game can't take place in Tampa Bay, it's going to take place in Minneapolis, at the home of the Vikings. And in this game, I think it's going to be decided by which quarterback is able to overcome the pass rush of the other team more effectively. And you can call me biased all you want after all my Chiefs are in this game. But I think I trust Patrick Mahomes to do a better job against the pass rush of the Buccaneers than Brady will against the pass rush of the Chiefs. Okay, give me Kansas City to pick up a road victory and bounce back from a very disappointing loss to the Colts last week. Vikings and Saints. This is the first international game set to take place this year. This game to take place in London. And look, when I think of the Saints, I think a tough run defense. I think the Vikings, which makes me think, this might be a poor choice of words here, but if the Vikings could have chosen a time to not have Dalvin Cook, I mean, I don't know if there would have been a better time than right now when they're taking on one of the better run defenses in the league, because I don't know how effective Cook would have been against the Saints' run defense anyway. That being said, I still think Minnesota will be able to get their passing game going against New Orleans, and that will allow them to get just enough offense to beat the Saints. I'm taking the Vikings there. Monday Night Football. Rams 49ers. I'm putting this in the same boat as the Cardinals-Panthers game. I'm taking the 49ers because the 49ers tend to have the Rams number. There's the exception that was last season's NFC title game. But even then, it seemed like it took a lot for the Rams to finally put away the 49ers. This game taking place in Santa Clara. I'm taking the 49ers to come out with a victory over the Los Angeles Rams. So there you go. Here's my predictions for week number 4 of the NFL season. If you like this, please like and subscribe for more videos coming in the following weeks. I've been the Sports Wiz 101, and I will see you all later.